Today I bring you the beginner guide for positioning in the Illuvium Arena. So grab yourself a nice cup of coffee, a nice cup of cocoa. I got some freshly brewed tea right here. Let me take a sip. That's some good tea. And let's jump right into it. So we're gonna be playing versus the AI right here on a beginner level. So maybe I can point out some mistakes that the AI is making. We're also playing the beginner deck Muddy Friends right here. So we're gonna keep it very simple, very basic, and really get down to the nitty gritty of positioning. Versus Gaudi, he's bringing a nice team right here. We're not gonna talk too much about the augments. So we're just gonna pick one randomly. And let's first talk about the basic classes, because this is what you need to understand to figure out positioning. First off, we're gonna take bulwarks, probably the most important units, because those are gonna keep your other Illuvial safe. Bulwarks right here are our tanks. Once you activate the bulwark trait with either having 3, 5 or 7 bulwarks, your bulwarks are gonna get physical resistance, and also your team is gonna get a little bit of physical resistance. Physical resistance just gonna reduce the damage that's incoming, or also energy resistant, by a percentile amount. So what we wanna do is usually have those bulwarks in the front line. There is some niche situations where you actually want to have the bulwarks in the back line, but we're going to talk about this later. So bulwarks are going to be in the front line. Front line is this whole line here, and this is the position where there's the most danger and where your units are going to get focused the most. For this example, we're going to have our ranger behind it and see what happens. Let's see what Gaudi, the AI, is doing right here. All right, we have a rogue, we have another rogue. See what happened there? All those units, because they're rogues, they jumped into the backline and they actually attacked our ranger. And this is very bad, and this is this niche situation that I was talking about. If the enemy has rogues, or if there's the possibility of him bringing in rogues, you want to have some bulwarks in the back protecting your range units. So we're gonna try this right now, and I'm gonna show you how it's done. For example, we have this M5 unit right here, a support unit. So because the Rhamphyre is gonna jump right in here, we want to have a bulwark behind our units that we want to protect, and we also want to have a bulwark in front of the units we want to protect, because he could bring in some fighters here, and if we don't have somebody here, they're just gonna mash down onto our Ador right here. So let's try this out. Both of our ranged units, we can also bond the ranger. This is really not about gameplay, just about positioning. Let's do whatever. And both of our units here, both of our ranged units that we want to keep safe, are being kept safe right now because there's a bulwark in front of them and a bulwark behind them. Let's see how that works out. Again, I have 80 mastery points left, so we're probably gonna lose the round. This is really just about positioning. He's bringing in more rogues. All of them are rogues, and as you can see, both of my ranged units are not getting focused. First is the Grocco, and then the other Grocco stepped back and actually came in to protect my units. Next up, we're gonna try to actually clean it up a little bit and win a round and see how that goes. So what we need to win a round, and what is very important in a composition on the board, is gonna be damage dealers and tanks. The tanks protect your damage dealers, and the damage dealers kill the enemy units, right? Let's try to make this work. So first, we have the tanks already. We need damage. Let's get a fighter in. A fighter is a melee unit that does a lot of physical damage usually. So we're gonna upgrade him to be a berserker. Then we're gonna bring in another fighter. Also upgrade him to also be a berserker. Now we have the 2 berserker trait activated. And now we're just gonna fill up the rest of the board with some fighters. We can bring in another bulwark. With that, we have the 3 bulwark trait activated, giving 40 resistances to all our bulwark units and 18 resistances to all our other units. So how do we want to do that? There's a lot of rogues coming in. So let's catch those rogues with our bulwark units, and then we can have, for example, our fighters a little bit to the outside. Let's do it like that. We still want to have one bulwark in the front line in case he brings in anything else that's not rogues. And then we can even reposition, if we don't have the money for it, but we could reposition our Ador to this side, because then he's further away from all that damage that's coming in. So let's do that with our ranger, and we can see how he's gonna stay alive. Also, just playing random augments doesn't really matter so much. So the plan is right here. Those rogues are gonna attack the Grocco. Maybe one of them is gonna go into a berserkers, but they're fairly tanky. Fighters can take a little bit of damage. Those rogues coming in here gonna get taunted by the Cara Blue, and then our fighters and our berserkers should attack the rogues while being fairly safe because the bulwarks are tanking for him. Let's see how that works out. There's a lot of new units coming in. As you can see, we don't have protection over here for our ranger, so our ranger is gonna get straight attacked by the enemy. For the rest, it worked out pretty good. Our Grocco is focused by the rogues, our Cara Blue is focused by the rogues, and that will probably make us win the round. So basically you need bulwarks to protect your units, either in the back line to protect it from rogues or in the front line to protect it from anything else. Then you want to have ranged damage dealers and empaths in between those two to keep them safe, basically on the side that it's less being attacked, so on the safer side. Then you want to bring in your own rogues to snipe, to attack those enemy empaths, those enemy damage dealers, and take them down. That's basically the positioning guide, the beginner guide. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed the input. If you did, hit that subscribe button because I'm gonna be doing many more guides, many more stuff about Illuvium. So if you don't want to miss out, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and I see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.